How would you rate your self-esteem on a scale from 1 to 10?
8.5.
I say it's high, like an 8.
I think it varies on a certain day. Like some days I feel better about myself than others. So some days I feel like an 8, and then some days it's like a 6.
I would rate my self-esteem as 7.
Are there things you want to change about yourself?
No.
Yeah, but it's not urgent, I guess.
Yeah, I think everybody wants to change stuff about themselves.
Like for example, like I would like bigger lips. So like that's something.
Do you find yourself comparing yourself to people you see on social media?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, a lot of who I follow are like puppy accounts, so unless I was comparing myself to a dog, I would say probably not.
Who and why?
Famous people, and I think only because of the attention, but sometimes I know that the way they look isn't attainable, so I try not to let it affect me.
I think I compare myself more to like people like my peers rather than celebrities, like just because like I feel like I know that sometimes like a celebrity is like unattainable because they have all this money or whatever, but I feel like if I see someone who's like just like me doing the same things that I'm doing and they look better than me, I'm like, oh, wish I looked like that.
How does that make you feel?
I mean, it's kind of annoying. It's not that great.
How much do you use social media?
I use social media a lot, I think, like a few hours a day.
Every day, probably for like 2 to 3 hours a day, mostly at night. 20 minutes a day. And I only have Instagram and Facebook.
Not that much. I typically use it like in between classes and when I'm like waiting in line at places.
Do you think your usage affects how you feel about yourself?
Definitely. I think like when you're on Instagram, like looking at pictures of other girls like in bathing suits, you're like, ugh, wish I looked like that. But if you weren't using Instagram, you would just be like a little bit happier with yourself, maybe.
Sometimes. Not really, no. Never mind, no. I think it could, because then when you see like other people having a good time, like if you decide to stay in and study, then you're really comparing like what you chose to do compared to someone else and how much fun they're having.